Hey everybody, Indy here from the Conscious Club podcast, the #1 Vulfpeck podcast. This week, Tori and I dive deep into a bunch of stuff. We learn who the Swampers are, the Muscle Shoals rhythm section. And we dive deep into Vulf merch, Corey Wong merch, if Woody Goss has merch. We go into the Vulf stems. We're doing it this week. It's Conscious Club number 20. Welcome, y'all. It's 20. You know what to do. Literally the worst thing ever. Ho, 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 ho.
Wow.
Wowie, wowie, wowie.
Wow, that was an intro.
Oh.
If I've ever heard one before.
You've definitely heard one, that's for sure.
Wow.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you guys for bearing with us on the Conscious Club podcast number 20. 20. We're doing it. I got my coffee. We're doing a morning session, a morning edition. It's a good morning here on a Saturday. What is it? August 17th in the morning.
Yep.
You know, it's a big show. It's a huge show, and I usually say that about every show. But this one in particular is huge.
He's been prepping and prepping. He has a lot of stuff for today.
Prepping and prepping and prepping.
All right.
All right. So let me get the screen recording going so I can use this. Cool. Whew. We are prepped. We are ready. Everything's recording. We're doing it. First thing I wanted to get to is Tori's beautiful new concept art. It is beautiful.
Thank you.
Her Instagram is at Senorita Toria. It's very confusing, but you'll get it.
He says it's confusing, but it's literally not. It's okay. What's a female? Senorita.
Right.
And then my first name is Victoria, so it's just the end of my last name, Toria.
Your last name?
My first name. My first name is Victoria. Yeah. It's the end of my last name, Toria.
Right.
So Senorita. Just like the end of Ida.
Right.
IA. Toria.
Yeah.
It's not that confusing.
Okay.
Okay, anyway.
Oh, well, we have a lot this week. And a lot that we were wrong about last week, I think. Perhaps.
We'll see.
Perhaps.
You're going to have to convince me on that one.
Well, the second we posted the last episode, new merch got posted to Vulf.com, which makes me think, coincidence or are we influencing the influencers?
Yeah, with our 140 followers.
Right. Yes. Yes. So got new Vulf merch. Allegra, the admin on the Vulfpeck, going through all the merch that was being sold at the Greek stuff. Mm-hmm. So this kind of leads me to going, we all thought that this was limited edition,
I mean, if they have
one night only type of merch.
If they have more in stock, I mean, they're going to lose money on it if they don't sell it. So, I mean.
You're right. But it's funny how they're like only 200 in existence.
Yeah, so that we buy it.
And then we buy it, and then they may just make more and then sell it. Yeah.
Of course.
So it's a tactic. Limited edition?
I think not.
I think not. And I think for the next round of this stuff, you can feel okay about not going to the show. But go to the show because we want to support these people.
Yeah.
No, we're uncovering the myths of the legends here on the Conscious Club podcast. But I wanted to say, were we wrong about last week?
No.
No?
No.
Well, let's compare stores here. So we got the Vulfpeck store, nice and beautiful. Mm-hmm. They got pins, they got patches, they got beanies.
The pins and patches.
Yeah, pins and patches. That pin is off the charts. And we also got Mr. Corey Wong. Now, he's got a pre-order store, which is sold out.
Hell yeah.
And all these, like we went over last week. Now, I think they're pretty comparable. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess I take back about Corey still being better. I feel like now that they put more stuff up, it's kind of like they're on the same page. So. Right.
Yeah.
So that's good.
So they're learning from each other and the Conscious Club podcast. That's why I wanted to go over here. Also, I don't know if this is better or if Corey Wong is one-upping Jack Stratton here. Oh. But much like last week when we were going over the Corey picture on the nightstand post. This says pack member John says after a nail biting couple of weeks after a nail-biting couple of weeks of transatlantic shipping and customs charges, I finally have Corey's latest and a signed frame pic that was included. Woohoo.
I do love the 1980s mall pic.
Yeah.
Of him. It's really cute.
Yeah, I love that.
That's great.
Jack, where's your picture? You know what I mean? Let's fucking do this.
It'd be Dr. Dean Ornish in the in the frame.
It's like him and Dean Ornish making a salad together.
Basically.
Yeah. With Furman. You can get Furman included in there.
Fermi.
Yeah. Firms. Also, this happened earlier this month. But Mr. Dosick.
Spin move.
Was in Japan.
Get to that lane. Automatic. But yeah. Cross, spin, move. Skip to that lane.
I don't know Filet, but I looked him up and he's like an influencer basketball guy.
Oh, really?
I don't know if he's a rapper or anything. I don't know what this has to do with him. Yeah.
Well, it does say spin move.
Spin
Skip
move.
to that lane.
It says, if you know, you know. Drip, drip. Filet, we thought of you in Tokyo. That jumper wet.
Well, what's the company of the bidet called? Is it something like Flay? Is it something like...
I don't know. I don't know if it has to do with any of that. You know, Mr. Dosick is a pioneer.
He's an enigma.
He's an enigma, a pioneer, a game winner of sorts.
Of sorts.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could have gone to Japan to see that.
Speaking of, does Joey have merch?
He's got to. He's on a label,
Let's go,
right?
let's
do
go.
it. JoeyDosick.com.
Oh.
Hey, shop. Let's do the shop. Let's compare shops.
Let's see where Joey stands in the mix.
That's what he got
I love
here.
that font. That's beautiful.
Good old school font. Got the game winner shirt, the inside voice shirt,
Cute.
game winner jersey shirt.
Ooh,
He's got the
pins.
enamel pins. He's got a little
Clam.
meatball
I like the
clam.
inside voice one. It's cute.
Yeah, inside voice.
Aw, take mine. Cute.
Now these are cool. These are
That's
innately him. Yeah.
Socks.
Game winner socks. Yeah, these are what you
see at a lot of
see
his
at the shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great.
Oh, great.
They all have roughly the same amount of merch.
Yeah, they're
You
pretty
know?
much the same amount of stuff.
I definitely think Mr. Goss would have a long line of merch that he's not taking advantage of.
Yeah.
You know, you can go on a nature walk, but like, what if you want like, you know, like it's a bird but with Woody's head on it? You know what I mean? Like, I think
That'd be
that'd be
cute.
fun.
He'd make I think he could sell really cool, like you know how you wear those button-down shirts with like the Hawaiian prints?
Right,
He
right.
could make really cool like bird pattern because he
Yeah.
always is in those button-downs.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It'd be really cute if he had like a little woodpecker.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, because woodpecker, and then just like a little.
He's like on a
woodpecker
little
print.
piano key, like a little bird perched on a little
Yeah,
piano.
and then it's like a small print, like on a button-down.
Hey.
See, Woody.
This is what we're doing. This is what we do on the Conscious Club podcast, you know. But yeah, also last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? No, it was last week. Corey released his new album.
Yeah.
And there was also a band poll done in the pack. Vulf adjacent band poll. Who wore it better? Lunchtime or Introducing the Fearless Flyers? Or blah blah, Mean Girls is my favorite song and I'm better than anyone.
Lunchtime.
Yeah. So if you guys don't have acute listening ears, these two tracks sound very similar. Oh, wasn't this in a previous podcast where
We talked about.
him opening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss shows. I think
And
it was New York. Wait.
Minneapolis. I think it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those. But the live album that was on YouTube for Corey Wong, he starts out his set with this, which we were like, we found the little connection to the Fearless Flyers there. And it's true. It's true. They're now both out, and I think Jack had trouble naming this song Lunchtime.
Yeah.
You know?
I see that.
Yeah. I bet he was like, "Hey, Corey, I can't have the word lunchtime on my album, so it's gonna be like in the middle of the album, but it's gonna introduce everybody. Does that make sense?"
No, but do what you want. 'Cause
Thank you.
You help us make money, so
Cool.
we trust you.
Cool. Thanks. It's for the art.
Oh.
All right. See ya, Corey.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Yeah, that was a phone
That
call.
was my Corey voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess it's bye. Have a good one.
That's a great one. That was a great one.
Great imitation of Corey Wong.
Also, we have a. This is another thing I wanted to bring up. Speaking of Corey Wong and the curates finagling, there's been some fan love towards Corey when it comes to his vinyl shipping.
Yeah, everyone seems really thrilled with the customer service and with how things are arriving and how quickly things have been getting to them since ordering. So he's doing a really great job.
Yeah, it's timely. It's packaged correctly.
It's not turning up like literal ash.
Literal ash, just destroyed. Just
bent,
destroyed.
wet,
Yeah.
stepped on, pooped on.
Pooped on, everything. And also, I don't know if you guys heard, but I was on the phone with Daniel talking about today's show, and he brought up a very interesting point that I did not catch in Companion Pass.
Oh.
Yes. In Companion Pass, Corey mentions his somewhat Vulf Records, so to speak.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, if I can go to this album. So in Companion Pass here, near the end where he's doing his presidential thing here,
Yeah.
right?
This is the time in your life.
Here we go. Here we go.
You're never, and nobody in this world is going to be as
So-
good as you at being you. Placed on your life right now. One of the dignitaries,
Here we go.
you can do it. You need to unlock your potential right now. For 3 small payments of $29.99, I will teach you to unlock your potential and live your best life. I want you to commit
Hold
to
on.
changing your life right here.
Right after he says the phone number.
Call now to 1-800-435-9792 and send that PayPal to roundwoundmedia@gmail.com. Let's do this.
So Daniel had received Round Wound Media's
Oh, interesting.
pressing of Corey, which supposedly, according to this, is his own Vulf Records now. Not necessarily Vulf Records. I hate to say that, because then that degrades, that takes away from what Corey's able to do.
Yeah.
But I think, along the same lines of him learning from Jack,
Yeah.
or just, learning about this medium of how to produce music nowadays, taking it into his own context.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, Daniel got the syncopated motivational music for the Syncopated Soul album in the mail, and it was from Round Wound Media.
Ah.
So, Corey, you got to
That's
look
great.
out. We might have another
I have a baby Jack Stratton on the loose here.
baby Jack Stratton on the loose. But there was also more curates. I didn't even get to this post. Drake in the pack said, "Shout out to Corey for getting a vinyl record that came out last week to my house before curates could ship a record from May."
So accurate.
And pack member Andy says, "It's funny because it's true." Yes.
Love it.
I thought you'd like this, Tori.
Yeah.
Pack member Aiden, not Aiden, not our Aiden, but another Aiden. We love you, Aidens. Not 1612, but it's Q-Rate's a meme. Tastes like powder. Q-Rate's vinyl after shipping. Just
So
pouring
accurate.
it in your mouth.
Love this meme.
Yeah.
Great work.
Also,
Oh.
here's another one. So, Welp, this is from pack member Lee. Welp, I anxiously awaited this Fearless Flyers album, knowing full well what I might be in for given all the posts about the quality of the Q-Rate shipping. It rained all day, and I knew that when I arrived home, it would be there soaked. So I arrived barely to make it inside before the box disintegrated, and it was in perfect condition. The funk gods have smiled on me today.
Yay!
Look
Okay,
at that.
that's good news.
So at least it was sealed somewhat. Signed, sealed,
That's good
delivered. Hey.
Hey, well, that's good.
Yeah, not bad.
Yay. Good news.
Now this I don't think pack member John here needed to. I don't think he understood that he was actually throwing shade in this remark.
Oh?
But basically, pack member John here says, I must give credit where credit is due. Q-Rates immediately sent out a second copy after my first one arrived in pieces. And it came already in perfect condition, too. So, half
So a
shade,
little shade,
little
half
shady.
shade, but then he ended up being
Why would you
okay.
give credit where credit is due there? That doesn't kind of...
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, they
should
sent
be
it out
arriving.
quick, but yeah.
I mean, but it should be arriving not in pieces the first time. It's like, the stupid part about it, but
Pieces. Anyway.
get your shit together.
Oh, yes. So this brings us... Could you swipe up on the rundown a little bit? And could you hit the... Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah. That's good. Round. Okay. So, this kind of brings me to, since we're kind of along the same lines of, the splitting away from Vulf and Vulfatizing their own in their own way, because Theo kind of does this too, right? I wanted to bring up the Swampers because in previous podcasts, we kind of glossed over the Swampers, and I kind of we learned from Justin in that we weren't necessarily wrong, but I was wrong incorrect in somewhat how I compared the two songs, For Survival and Swampers. I was comparing their innate business contributions to what Vulf was doing, not necessarily the music behind what was going on. So in one way, I didn't explain myself. But I did want to go over who the Swampers are, where they came from, what they're responsible for, and just kind of give an overall thing on the Swampers.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to learn more about them. So
cool. So if you don't know, the Swampers are a rhythm section, or either are or were. They may be producing still. I don't know, but they're kind of old guys. They were a rhythm section located in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and were responsible for a lot of hit records. Etta James, Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, Bob Seger, huge people, Aretha Franklin. It was the Motown of the South, and I don't want to take away from Muscle Shoals at all. They are their own thing. But in terms of the 70s kind of rhythm section, one take kind of way to produce music back then that Jack so wants to emulate. Yeah. It's great to kind of dive deep into who the Swampers are. And I found some YouTube videos, and you can look these up yourselves. Just look up the Swampers, and you can get a more in-depth thing here. So if I cut to 108, and there's a little bit of stuff here.
Great musicians in Muscle Shoals. When we all started, we kind of started as amateurs, and over the years they developed into great players.
I didn't really know how to play my instrument when I first started, and now to be a professional session player, it's hard to believe how far I've come. But first I had to learn my instrument, then I had to learn how to follow the songs, the chord sheets and everything. Then I had to put myself in the state of mind where I'm this guy's
the light was very blinding,
whoever the artist is,
much like you.
Playing behind. I'm in his band. I'm not supposed to shine. I'm not supposed to be the star. He's the star. I'm supposed to support him.
There's some Corey Wong rhetoric.
Very much Corey.
Really helped me be a session player.
A good session player has to adapt to any situation, and you don't know what you're going to be called in here to do. So you may be called in here to do some New Orleans.
Mr. Dr. John up in here. Woo!
Dr. John.
Or you may be called to do...
That's a hand on the shoulder type music.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff.
Swampers.
And, but most really good session players can adapt to any situation.
That's right. That's these guys are the real deal. These are the original fucking Vulfpeck. You know what I mean? And there's a little bit more here. If I go to 607.
Stewart came down. He thought we were black.
Pardon.
Fully.
Yes.
Rod Stewart came down. He thought we were black. Tom Dowd, the producer, later told me this, that Rod came into the control room at the studio and looked out the window and saw us all sitting at our instruments, tuning our guitars and everything. and he thought we were the roadies setting things up. And he said, well, Tom, when does the band get here? And Tom Dowd says, well, Rod, that is the band sitting out there. And Rod Stewart thought that Tom had pulled a fast one on him and switched the band.
Switched rhythm sections.
Switched rhythm sections, and Rod was ready to leave. He didn't want to record with us.
And then that's just solid so storytelling. Great. Yeah. And then there's one more here at 10:45. I thought it was notable.
And what's really funny on that is a guy comes to the back door and says, we were standing on the back porch, and he says, while we're cutting this demo before it's a Bob Seger song, he comes up, just a total stranger, and says, how do you get to play on recording sessions? How do you get to do that? His name was Howie McDonald.
He walks in the back.
Jimmy says, come on in.
I mean, he stands out, you know, and we're kind of low at the session. We finished the tracks, and we're fixing to start overdubs. And I mean, any other time in the world, I'd have told him where to go, you know, and quick. But for some reason, it just hit me just right. And his parents were waiting in the car with the motor running outside. They were on vacation.
Just passing through town.
Just passing through. And they just pull up to the back door there, and he comes in, and he says, I want to play on a record.
So he plays on
it hit me such a way, it was like I said, go get your guitar, you know what I mean? And he went out and got it out of the trunk of the car.
And he played on old-time rock and roll?
I was going to embarrass him because I didn't think this kid could play. I didn't know. And so he goes out there, and the kid could play. And he wound up on the record, and it's on the record today.
He's on old-time rock and roll, one of the biggest records I've ever played
Howie
on.
McDonald. I mean,
but and there's a tragic side to the story because he quit his job and moved to Muscle Shoals to become a guitar player and never played on another thing.
Isn't that crazy? That's a solid, cool story. I mean,
it's cool, but it's also sad that he never got to play on another record.
Right. I know. But, you know, and that could be his doing. You know what I mean? It could be all his fault. And one thing I'm going to bring up later, this very much reminds me of Zaska, the new man, the guy in the Vulfpeck doing work.
Yeah.
Doing work. But before I get there, I wanted to... Sorry, I'm a little gassy. I wanted to round out the Swampers with some... There's a funny part and a very interesting part that I think has to do a lot with when I mentioned Stevie Wonder and Sir Duke, where he lists out the musicians he likes. You don't really hear it unless you look at the lyrics. There's a part here in, I think it's Sweet Home Alabama, where... Now Muscle Shoals has got the Swampers.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that a doodle?
It's so weird because like I've never like heard of them before, but like they're so ingrained in like every song we know.
Right.
In American culture, it's like crazy that they weren't a bigger like name on their own. But I guess maybe if they never did like any solo stuff because they're just instrumentalists, it makes sense why we don't really know what their group name was.
Right.
But legendary though.
Legendary. I mean, like the responsible for a lot of the music that like my parents love.
Right.
And like it's kind of separate from Motown in a way where it's like I think they even eclipsed Motown.
Yeah.
In terms of reach of type of musicianship.
For sure, yeah.
But it's also, you know, the underdog in that nobody knows who the hell they are.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know? And I love how like they have a very Jack-esque feel to them. Or I guess Jack has a Swampers-esque feel.
Yeah.
If we're doing it correctly. But it's great to see that somebody very creative and a visionary like Jack can find something that he loves so deeply and, you know, really wants to contribute to that space.
Right.
And really wants to go, you know, this isn't being done anymore. I can fill this void. I love this stuff. I am capable. I can do it. I'm a, you know, class A, you know, grade A musician and surround myself with the same kind of people. And they all have the same chops that these guys have. You know, and it's great because that's who Jack is.
Yeah.
You know, he probably saw these same videos before he started any of this.
Yeah.
And really gone into, wow, I see that. I think he visualized, I can do that. You know what I mean? Just much like I visualize having, a podcast network and all these other things. It's just a matter of working day after day, moving closer and closer to that goal. Yeah. And eventually, if you're working hard enough and you're, presenting value to people, presenting value in products, people will respond, and it's just a matter of going, that's me. I'm going to do that, not necessarily copy or anything, but it's just like in our own way, which makes me go like, how many of the people in the pack post their music as, we're heavily influenced by Vulfpeck and it's basically shot the same way, done the same way, looks the same thing. We always talk about this. And I don't even think they understand this aspect of it. Yeah. Where it's like Jack's goal is to be a Swamper, is to be a Motown. You know what I mean? That's a very specific goal to have. Yeah. And I think the more specific your goals are, the better, and the more likelihood you have of actually achieving them. Yeah, because it puts a perimeter around it, and you just fucking go. Just like art, if you take decades to make an art piece, it's never art. It's just not done. Yeah. And then you finish it, you get it out, and then you move on. You keep doing it, and over time, what you have under your belt is a huge library of great art. So I think I heard a quote once where it was, art lives in no, it's art lives with deadlines and art dies in freedom. I don't know.
Was it constraint?
Constraint.
I'm pretty sure you've told it to me before, and it was something about it.
Let's look it up here. What's the quote? Here we go. Art lives from constraints and dies from freedom. That's Leonardo da Vinci, 1480. Isn't that? Now talk about...
That was a long-ass time ago.
That was a long fucking time ago. 15th century.
Just shows you how much we haven't changed.
Right.
And how what's the truth is simply just the truth. No matter how long ago it was. It's just as true as it is today.
Right. We overcomplicate things a lot.
Oh, yeah.
When it's literally something like this that's been in existence for 6 centuries.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a matter of knowing what you want to do in a specific form. I don't, and not having these broad goals, but having a very specific goal. I want to be the Swampers of the millennial generation or whatever for Jack. It could be a lot more than that too. But isolate, this podcast is more of, we're getting into more of like what Corey's talking about in his things. It's all related. It's find what you want to do, because the years you'll spend not getting paid for this art, at least you like what you're doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the payment. You know what I mean? So it's like, we're not getting paid to do this show. No. I know that if I just keep doing it, build more podcasts, do what I want to do, this is actually fun for me, because it's just, you have your hand in everything. It's multimedia. It's everything. And eventually I'll have enough episodes, not just of this podcast, but of other podcasts that will show the work that we put in, right? And it'll create value in that we're not just talking it, we're doing it.
Right.
And you learn, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. No, I don't think anybody does. Yeah. But you just say, I'm going to give myself this deadline, I'm going to do it, and we'll move on from there and adjust. Yeah. And I think Vulfpeck is the epitome of that. Corey Wong's the epitome 100%. Of that. Theo Vaughn, fucking Theo Katzman.
Theo Vaughn.
It's a lot easier to say Theo Vaughn.
Podcasts on the brain.
Podcasts on the brain. But, I just wanted to bring that up for y'all, and I guess we can round it out.
All right.
With Swampers Now.
Ooh.
The Swampers Now. And it's a little bit funny. It'll take us a little bit of time to get to the funny part, but once we're there, you'll get it.
Okay.
So this is Rick Hall and the Swampers, the producer.
Played on was with Rick Hall here producing, I think, or Arthur Alexander, Better Move On. That's the first time I'd overdubbed.
Richard Hawkins is a bug.
Sharing the microphone with the three singers.
He's stoned out of his mind.
Sandra Posey. There's one other person, I can't remember the name. And I think we shared a mic, and I remember
everybody's like, you're mean.
Playing real low. I don't think you probably hear it on the record, but I think, well, the best I can do is play for these singers. We're out there, and I don't think we had headphones, maybe.
Everyone's like, this
a long way from the source.
Those speakers.
Those speakers. So, you know, and that was in the Rick's warehouse fame studio over in Wilson Down Road.
Flip phone.
They have to cut.
My first recording session was Arthur Alexander, a black guy who was a bellhop.
I did want to share this little story that he was saying after the cut. That was hilarious. I love how they're just fucking.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
Is this guy on the end with the sunglasses on the guy who hated the lights in the previous one?
No, I believe it's the guy who's speaking.
Oh, really?
If not, he might not be here.
Okay.
Because I think that was shot in like either the early 90s or late 80s. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's this guy. Because he was saying he was playing guitar, wasn't he?
I don't
it's either him or him, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's just not there. Mm-hmm. But wanted to cut to this little story here that he has. Where's the little...
Love the chubby bug on the end. Honestly.
Fame studio over in Wilson Down Road.
All right, here we go. I love it.
My first recording session was Arthur Alexander, a black guy who was a bellhop at the Sheffield Hotel. And we were doing You Better Move On. And I was using the bathroom for an echo chamber. And so you couldn't take a crap, you know, because you'd ruin the sound if you took a crap. Yeah. Especially if it was a big one. But we had my band and accumulation of 2 or 3 other musicians that were special musicians in my mind. I thought they were better than some of the members of my band. We had Peanut Montgomery on acoustic guitar. We had David Briggs on piano, and Spooner, I think, was playing organ. Was you not?
The memory on these guys, yeah.
On the Arthur's record,
yeah.
Maybe not him.
Overdub,
yeah.
And then, so I used my guitar bass amplifier to run the echo chamber. So when we weren't recording,
chubby guy, I love him.
We could use the bathroom. And when we were recording, you had to
love how simple that is.
I love
call time out.
But I do want to see if I can.
Montgomery on acoustic guitars in my mind. I thought they were, but
let's see.
And so you couldn't at the Sheffield Hotel.
I do want to find the song.
My first recording session was Arthur Alexander, a black guy who was a bellhop at the Sheffield Hotel. And we were doing You Better Move On.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the song that they produced in that bathroom. Arthur Alexander, You Better Move On. Oh, this is live.
You think?
You asked me to give up the hand of the girl I love.
It's definitely echoey.
Yeah.
I get that.
It's so cool to hear these old stories and get this get the perspective. Like, this guy was a bellhop.
Yeah.
You know?
It's really cool. Really cool.
Like opening doors for people, moving luggage, and then this.
Yeah.
You know, a couple streets down. Crazy. Aw. Cute guy. Anyway, just wanted to inform you guys on the Swampers, and Muscle Shoals has got the Swampers.
In the hotel.
In the Sheffield Hotel. Black Bell Hop at the Sheffield Hotel. But yeah, great stuff going on. And I did want to, I didn't forget. I usually do.
Oh.
Zaska. Now, this has been big in the pack this week. He has his own website dedicated to the 27 days. I think it's 27 that he is doing in order to get on a Vulfpeck track.
Oh my God.
Yes. So it's Vulf Zaska. This is his. Now the page takes a little second to load here. So
5P real quick.
Sure. Zaska. Have you heard of this man?
No, I have not. I've seen, I think, a few videos maybe that you've showed me, but I don't fully understand what's going on here.
It's Max Zaska.
Okay.
Born in Germany, raised in Ireland, lives in the countryside near Dublin with his wife and 2 young children.
Oh.
Has a BA in jazz performance at the prestigious New Park Music Center in Dublin. Now, this guy has a goal, much like us. We don't necessarily have the goal with being featured in a Vulfpeck track, although that would be awesomely great. I definitely think I don't have the chops for that yet. Maybe that's one of my pocket goals.
This guy is freaking.
So this guy is doing it. This guy's putting in the work, you know, and I think the work alone is an indication of the likelihood of actually getting stuff done. Now, I don't know if this will actually happen, but this is how you have to approach stuff that you want to get in this life. You have to be serious. You have to have a plan. You have to do work. And this guy is doing all of that.
An aggressive ass approach here.
That's how you get stuff. You can't just say, "Hey, can you feature me on the track?" and then it just won't happen. It might not even happen with this, but this is the right approach to getting this to happen. If anybody's going to get this to happen grassroots, it's this guy, because of the work he's going through. Now, look, he has reasons after reasons after reasons after reasons. When does it end here? I think it ends on the 27th reason. He's got 27 reasons why he should be featured on a new Vulfpeck track.
This is crazy.
And the proposal is for Max Zaska to be featured on a Vulfpeck release. Whose tune? One of theirs, one of mine, a new one altogether, whatever makes sense. I'll fly stateside to the U.S. to be wherever Vulf wants me to be for writing, rehearsing, and live recording. Vulfpeck's unique music, recording, visuals, business model, and marketing has been so inspiring for me as an artist. It would be a dream come true to record and hang with these absolute legends. I know whatever song we end up doing will be next level funky. What do you say, Vulf? Now, those 2 paragraphs are innately great to me. You know what I mean? Like he's got humility. He's got talent. He is willing to pay for a flight. He's willing to do all these things in order to just have that goal done, right? So it's like already at bat coming to the plate with humility and not going, "Here's my band, listen to it. No, it'll be good." You know, like it's like how all the fucking people post on the Vulfpeck. This guy's taking a unique approach that is coming from a good place and not from a place of selfishness and self-promotion.
I don't know. I think that this is like, he put in so much work on this, and like that I 100% respect. And like, this is really cool. Like, I think he did a great job. It looks fantastic, and he put in so much work. But I mean, it's not completely selfless. I mean, he wants to be put out there, and Vulf is a way for him to, you know, promote his own career and help, you know.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it's not selfish.
No,
but
it's not selfish.
It's definitely like one of his goals is to play with them, but also it's like it would definitely benefit him to be on a track, of course. Like, but I don't think that's his main reason. It's because he loves them, and it's, if that ever happens, that's just cherry on top. You know, he's getting the Vulf bump.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But let's skip number 1 here. Well, I guess we can play a little bit of it. Number 1, because he's the only man who could crowd surf and rip a solo at the same time, I don't think that he's the only one who could do that.
No.
Corey Wong could definitely one-up him on this. 100%. But it's fun. It's fun though. It shows what he's able to do, and that fun. People are responding to what he's doing. I think this was a pretty good reason that he can play Deantown in 7/8. His degree in crazy time signatures. Let's do it. In 7/8, y'all.
Interesting.
He's pretty dope. Gotta say. I mean, also he's German.
Oh, is he?
So it's like, I mean, he was born in Germany, but lives in England or Ireland. So like, he already has that Vulfy look to him, that German Vulfy look. Yeah. You know what I mean? So this guy's doing it. The tap is
going for it.
He can do the robot, yeah. Because I can skate and funk out at the same time. That's pretty lame. He literally just jumps off and then starts playing. He doesn't even play while he does it. He just does a tray flip, which is pretty cool. Busts a tray. But then, yeah. Then he just plays. So it's like, cool, dude. Why don't you play while you're jumping and doing it? Yeah. Because my smooth Z's are famous, and I'll make one for all you.
Oh, smoothie?
My smoothies. Smooth Z's.
Carrot, celery, pineapple, crunchy peanut butter, tahini, spirulina.
It's almost like the G-Bombs video.
Basically.
Dark kale, the nice spinach leaves, curly kale, the beetroot leaf.
All right, I get it. Let's move. Let's see. I mean, the guy's just putting in work.
I mean, I respect the hustle.
Yeah. Okay. Well, where's the butt, though?
I don't know. Just a little extra, but I mean, who isn't? I am.
Right.
We're both extra.
I am so extra. It is unbelievable how extra I am. Just kidding. I'm not extra. Because why not? Here we go. Reason number 12.
Saskia und Vulfpeck.
I do like that one.
It's not bad. It's a great one. He's doing it, y'all. He's doing it. I don't know if he'll be featured, but Lewis Cole was.
Yeah, true.
He's got Lewis Cole vibes.
Okay, I want to see this Corey one.
It's Corey one because I can funk out twice as fast as Corey Wong. Oh my God, he's shots fired here.
Shots fee-feed on Corey.
You can go fast.
That's not twice as fast. Maybe he's gonna do it a second time. Oh, okay.
It's sped up.
Right.
I mean, he's not even doing it.
Wait, is he speeding up the video?
Yeah, he just sped up the video. See, like, there's elements of this where I'm like, he's never going to be...
Cheater, pumpkin eater, yeah. Zaska.
I think, like, he's got the chops. I just don't think he... all this is great. I think it's kind of like, he's doing the work, but, like, the content isn't living up to what... Of a musician who would be featured on a Vulfpeck track.
Right.
Now, he may have those chops. I just think he's not...
Doing it
featuring them correctly. Right. Like... I don't know. Let's see. It's day 15. There's still no word, but from Vulf, but we have 13 days to go. Week 2, he's doing recaps. I mean, he's pushing out shit, because he did All Together Now Festival. I mean, I feel it. I feel it. I don't know. If you were Jack, what would you think of this guy?
I'd be flattered that somebody wanted to like be like me so much, or not like him, but like be a part of something that I created so much that you like create this super time. Like, what's the right word? Took up a lot of his time.
Right, like he's putting in the work. Mm-hmm. It's just like, also it's like, I think he's all like, there's a name. It's hard. It's really hard to because it seems like he went out knowing that he was going to be doing this, so like he had those things filmed. But then there's also like, I just don't think like it's kind of tone deaf in a way where it's like it's just not it doesn't follow. There's something about it that I wouldn't want him on my track. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But like he probably got the chops. It's just maybe it's a boasting kind of a thing. Yeah. You know, where it's like,
well,
me.
Vulfpeck is so like egoless.
Right.
And this is very much like, oh, well, I can crowd surf and play at the same time, and like I can do this and I can do that, and like this one right here is like, this guy said that I was good. Right. It's like, just be good. Right. And from there, like, you'll. Yeah. Yeah.
You're right. Let's give this guy no more time. Let's move on. We love you, Zaska, but you know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
It didn't end up working, right? Because it's.
I don't know. That was yesterday. The last day was yesterday. So.
Okay.
We'll see. If he shows up in the thing, then
we'll see.
We'll see. All right. So this brings us to the notable/honorable mentions. This is a segment that appeared in the very early episodes. We are still very early in the episodes, but this originally happened in the earlier episodes of TCCP, and we're bringing it back.
Okay.
There's been a lot of stuff that is worth honorable mention.
I'm excited.
Should it be called notable or honorable mention?
I like honorable.
It's the honorable mention segment of the Conscious Club podcast.
I like honorable.
So we have some Woody bird watching fanatics here. Siobhan, I think Siobhan, Vulfpeck member Siobhan and Joshua going in on Mr. Woody here. A little bird watching trip.
I want to go on a bird watching thing.
We got him walking, and just being his
calm and collected
self, Mr. Stoic himself.
Yeah.
We got pack member Caden and Alex at Montrose Point Bird Sanctuary.
I've been there.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I took entomology in college, which is the study of insects, and
thanks.
You're welcome. And we went there a lot because they have so many of those wildflowers and like a huge collection of flowers that it was the perfect place for us to work on our bug collection. So basically that semester I collected, I think it was like 20 different kinds of insects, and we captured them, we froze them, we mounted them, and we did like a bug collection. So yeah, it was a really fun experience.
You could have been there while Woody was walking by and you just hadn't known.
That is very true. But actually the Chicagoland area and anything outside of the city has so many parks and fun recreational areas for nature walks and insect collection and bird watching and all that. So I can see why he likes to live in that area. So it's great.
That's awesome.
We love Woody. He's adorable.
I want to go on one of those nature walks.
Same.
It's going to be a mobile outside podcast with Woody if we're ever in Chicago.
It's like, what's that walking with what's that one podcast?
Oh yeah, walking with Kevin or hiking with Kevin.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that.
Yeah. Yeah, like Kevin Nealon
Watching with
interviewing celebrities. We're interviewing Woody Goss on the trail. What if we could interview Jack Stratton as he walks up the hill in Eagle Rock to go take a shit?
Thought.
He's a hill climber.
Yeah.
Goes to the top of the highest peak in Eagle Rock to take a shit, and we'll blur it out. But I want to walk through that because like if I had to walk up a mountain every time, I mean that's probably why he's so fit. Why I'm not.
You poop a lot.
I poop a lot. If I walked up a mountain every time I pooped, I would look like Jack Stratton.
Literally.
Definitely. I wouldn't look like Fat Stratton over here. Yeah, I think that'd be a cool little episode of Conscious Club podcast.
I love it.
Much like Allegra does the State of the Vulf once a year, we're doing State of the Vulf every week, y'all. Allegra, get on the show. Let's do this.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So here's another thing. This was in, I think, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Oh.
The Bank of Ann Arbor sponsored this little outside concert back in 2011, August 11th, 2011.
Oh my gosh.
It's all the members of Vulfpeck. But Theo on leading here.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So this is Sonic Lunch.
Calm down, everybody.
Woody.
Little Woody head.
It's weird to see Theo with hair.
I know.
Jack looks the exact same.
I know.
Weird?
Yeah. No, you look pretty much the same. Yeah. The hair is a little different, yeah. But it's 2011 and it's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. Baby Joe.
I love it. It's so cool to see how far they've come. They went from this, like, outside Sonic
to
Lunch
MSG.
to MSG. Like, Red Rocks, the Great. And this is, It's Gonna Be Hard for You by Theo Katzman. This is an honorable mention. I love just Jack's dedication to simplicity on the drums and how good it can sound.
He's a simple guy, isn't he? Yep. Indiana Fawcett awakens from a slumber.
Awakens from a slumber to bless the track. Turns out the computer can't handle it. Sorry.
Shuts down.
Computer shuts down. Yeah, great stuff. It's cool to see where you can start and where you can go.
It's incredible.
This podcast is mostly about the potential that you can achieve, right? For anybody, for you. It's just finding what you love and what you know you're the best at, because it's going to be a long road to get there, and you're not going to get paid. You're not going to get recognition. People are going to tell you're crazy. People are going to think you're insane for doing these things that you love, but use that as fuel to keep going.
100%.
And don't stop. The second you stop, you failed.
Yeah.
Every little failure isn't a failure if you keep going.
Yeah, agreed.
If you stop, that's when you become a failure.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's why we're doing the Conscious Club podcast.
Number 20.
Number 20. Let me change the
On our
battery.
way.
All right. And so next we have Corey Wong opening at Red Rocks for String Cheese Incident.
Oh, my goodness.
And this is honorable mention for Mr. Peter Jenik, I think.
Cool.
There's a J in the middle of there. Did you flip the camera? Just flip the thing. Thanks. Yeah, Petar? Janik. I think it's Serbian.
Petar.
Or Yugoslavia, you know, that area. Eastern European.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
This is his, this is Corey Wong's drummer. And does he one up Jack? Let's find it. Let's find out.
Let's see.
Mr. Petar Janik.
He's great.
You know, he's got the same amount of drums, but a little bit more cymbal.
Yeah.
A little bit more cymbal action. I love it.
Love Corey.
Corey opening. Corey at Red Rocks.
I know. I saw that. Isn't that crazy?
Vulfpeck ended up opening at Red Rocks and then headlined the year after that twice. The 2 years after that. Now Corey's opening by himself.
Now he might even be playing by himself in the future.
He definitely deserves it. He's bringing on a character of his own that is, not an ancillary Vulf character. It's him.
Yeah.
Which
he has his own sound, his own tracks, his own albums. It's its own thing.
Yeah, and it's like he's taking what has basically always been the rhythm section guitar part as a non-front member and bringing that to the front showcase as a focus. And that's who he is, and that's what people love.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's super cool that he can bring something that's always been like sideline to the quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Be cool too if Joey could end up like playing at Red Rocks, like actually as a main.
Wow. It's really interesting the potential of all of these artists, and that we can witness them achieve greatness in front of our eyes. It's exciting because it's like seeing those Muscle Shoals in action. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Crazy. This next video is the guy who made Corey Wong's pedal board.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
In today's episode of The Rig Doctor, we're going to be working with Vulfpeck guitarist and solo artist Corey Wong. We're going to be putting together his pedal board. We have a few days to do it while he's here on vacation before he starts Greek Week with Vulfpeck, where they're going to be playing the circuit of Greek theaters from Berkeley down to Los Angeles and then continuing the tour throughout the summer. Corey's main goal is to revamp his pedal board so that it's more reliable, so that all the pedals stay on the board, and so he can reliably open up his suitcase, which is his travel case, and be able to have the pedal board work predictably, and that everything is in a nice, standardized fashion that is organized and toneful. So we're going to see if we can accomplish that for him today.
Isn't that cool to be able to do that?
Really cool. Oh.
My name is Mason Marangella. I build rigs for the industry's top professionals. Now I'm teaching guitarists how to build rigs like the pros with DIY tips, easy mods, and all the tricks of the trade.
I love it.
I am the Rig Doctor.
Yes, I am.
The Rig Doctor.
So here we
I
are
love
downtown San Francisco. This is what the rig looks like. This is what professionals travel like. It's the pro rig. You just throw the cables in on top of whatever. So here's what I'm working with. Whatever cables I got. But in this rig, I got a little homemade for the lightweight thing. I got a little piece of wood from Home Depot.
Oh yeah.
Custom cut. Gaff around the edges so you don't get any slivers, protect those fingers. And now this is what ends up happening. Stuff just kind of goes all over the place. And it's never like actually, I don't know, I can never get it to actually stay in the Velcro. I use the pedal train Velcro, I tried the 3M Velcro, nothing's working. Might be the travel method rather than whatever.
Possibly.
Rig feels great. The only thing I maybe don't need anymore is both H9s. Like, I feel great about this rig. It's just as clearly a mess. And feels good, doesn't stay together great. Main thing I'm looking for is maybe cleaning this up.
I love how this suitcase is
suitcase
just
keeps
fighting
falling on him
against
through
him.
the whole thing.
Kind of broken. I don't know. Like, I just undo it because of the way that it travels.
Oh my God, the suitcase.
But I don't need this guy anymore. Maybe you have a suggestion for something else.
That's a meme in
bother him,
itself.
though.
That's a meme in itself.
Maybe a different drive or something, or like an additional drive. Rarely do I do it, but sometimes I switch out the big sky for the
This fucking suitcase lid
whatever
is
the
the
Line
shit.
6 new thing is that's this size.
Oh yeah, the HX stomp.
Yeah, HX stump. So that's that.
All right. Well, I think I know what I need to know. So
great.
So then he goes, makes the little board diagram, does all the work, and then has Corey come in and tests it out. Day 3, Corey arrives.
There he is.
Yeah.
What's going on?
How you doing? Right. The big reveal.
The big reveal.
The big reveal right here.
This dude must make a lot of money to have a house in Oakland. Jeez.
That looks clean. That looks clean.
The
We're
doggy.
going pro. We're going pro. We're getting upgraded. We're getting called up to the big leagues now. Let's see what we got. This looks clean. This looks like what a professional's pedal board should look like. I've been pulling a fast one for years now, and now this is great. You got the power supply hidden.
Looks great.
It looks clean. I can't see half the cables either. I have no idea how you did that. That's insane. Little stereo mono interface. That's huge.
It's great.
Now let's see if the pedals sound the same.
This is a great great little video. Yeah.
He makes good content. This guy. It's great.
You know, it's the epitome of finding what you love to do and doing it, and then you get to work with all these cool people.
Yeah.
Just fucking going for it.
Classic.
Now Zaska could play this twice as fast. Make it 3 times as fast, Mr. Zaska over here. It's the boat shoes from the Greek.
Yeah. Oh, they're Ecos.
Nice. Eco boat shoes. I just call them boat shoes.
They look like water shoes, you know?
Yeah.
The ones you like wearing when it's rocky.
Right. Great. I love the octave.
Of how he wore his own shirt.
Yep.
It's cute.
Great thing. And go look up the Pedal Doctor?
In today's episode of The Rig Doctor.
The Rig Doctor. We love you. Don't take us down. We just want to, yeah. No, you know. We love you. We love you. Also, another honorable mention is Wait for the Moment, Money Remix by Combat Carl. And since this is probably this song hits so hard to us Vulf fans, in a way that's just, it's almost as if we stop what we're doing every time we hear this song and we just take it.
Mom said, wait for the moment.
His voice is on point too.
Yeah, I like his
While the other kids, they're still outside.
I'd love to hear him on an actual Vulf track, actually. Because I love his voice. It's great. Unique.
They should do Wait for the Moment too.
That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome. If there's a Wait for the Moment too, we're having an entire podcast on us influencing the influencers.
People I like, but I don't love. I'm not allowed.
He has a very unique voice.
Yeah, he should have been on For Survival. This guy.
But I play cool. It's cool. Is what you gotta do.
Is this the same guy who does the live streams in the robe?
Maybe. Actually, he does have a similar face.
Maybe not. I don't know. The eyebrows
He
too.
has the Theo eyebrow.
Yeah.
Not being invited. I said
that's an opportunity.
Listen, that I smile. a prodigy guy.
I love it.
You're a produce girl. I said, money, 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 money will be spent. I'm a true
Money. His unique voice.
He's
really good at
solid.
Vulf
I
tracks.
really like him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my turn.
It's simple.
He doesn't try to overdo it.
Yeah.
He just has fun.
Should have practiced the bass part a couple more times before
That's
we
why
press
we have
record.
Joe Dart.
That's why we got Joe Dart. At least we know why we have Joe Dart. Yeah. We throw shade at people we love here at the Conscious Club Podcast.
I'm a prodigy guy. You're a produce girl. I said, money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Money, 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 money.
Money, money.
Now this makes the track, I think. Money, 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 money.
Yeah.
Money, money, money. Money, money. Money, money.
Money, money.
Money, money.
Money, money. Money,
I love Combat Carl. Keep doing you, bro. That's definitely some great shit. Also, we have Dre on with the Legacy James Brown tribute.
All right.
You love his like deep B. Yeah.
I like how they have a female Corey Wong.
Yeah.
Love that. Baby Nate Smith in the back.
Yep.
It's really good. Why do I have a feeling like Scary Pockets is gonna like recruit him in?
Oh, if they haven't already. What is it, like Brooklyn? Solid honorable mentions in the Conscious Club Podcast here this week.
He kind of looks like Pharrell just a little bit.
He does.
Right?
He's got a Pharrell vibe. Oh, guys got moves, y'all.
He's great. He's great.
Feeling himself here.
Good God,
He's great.
I love it. This is Dreion. Dreion.
He's great.
The visionary. The man.
He's great.
The peekaboo. Mr. Dreion.
Love the peekaboo.
Is that what they're called? Peekaboos? I like peekaboos.
everything's gonna be alright.
Oh, take me to the bridge.
That was so Antoine right there.
Yeah. He's got Antoine energy very much. I love that.
He should open for Vulfpeck, actually.
Yeah.
He'd be great.
And they got the choreographed, 3-member.
Yeah.
The one that Jack messed up at Red Rocks too. Yeah.
To be honest, I love them. I think they should
They're
open
great
for Vulfpeck.
Definitely. So we have a couple more before we even get into Funny Funk. So let's do it. There's a 360 video.
Oh.
That was done in a very Vulf way.
Oh.
and it's called Haiku from Strictly Fine. Let's get in this 3D here. Here we go.
Michigan.
Strictly Fine left the city, isolated themselves in a cabin to record their new album.
Just feeling very Vulfpeck.
Very pecky. So let's cut in to the session.
Nah. It's a pickle.
Interesting. Love the pizza man. Very Vulfy.
Very.
We got Mr. got Mr. Motown man over here.
Hot dog.
You know, I think if I remember correctly, watching this earlier in the week, this guy with the mask on doesn't use any of the instruments he's holding.
Really?
He just picks them up, acts like he's going to use them, and then never does. He's trying to find the little... Just doesn't. I love it. We like Strictly Fine. I love the drummer in the hot dog.
Yeah.
Puts it down.
Play anything.
I love it. It's a little Vulf medley. No, we're taking it easy here on the Conscious Club podcast number 20. It's 20. We're gonna keep going. Oh, this goes around and around. Look at this. I like that.
I saw a Detroit beanie.
Oh, you did?
Right there.
Ah. Oh, little baby. Little Detroit Tigers, huh? I love it.
And he has Jack's headphones.
He does have Jack's headphones. I love that.
Spotted.
Great stuff. Strictly Fine. You know, it's so Vulf-esque.
So Vulf.
So Vulf-esque. It's that build up. It's very what song is that? It's one specific song. They all kind of merge together, you know, at one point or another.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I just don't know the name of it. Comment below how wrong I am.
Right.
All right. Well, yeah, the other two aren't really as honorable as the rest that we've been listening to. So let's move on to Funny Funk.
I'm excited.
Want to do Funny Funk?
Heck
And
yeah.
round out number 20. We still we have how much Funny Funk to go through? I got fucking 22 files of Funny Funk. It's a big pack podcast this week.
Big Funny Funk selection. Sweet.
Right.
Sweet. I'm
So,
excited.
first one, Dancing to Vulf. Let's do this.
Oh my
me.
God.
It's
literally
me.
you. This is actually you.
Let me see if I can do it too.
Oh my God, I love this guy so much. I love him. This is literally like you, actually.
He's got way better moves than I do.
He's very light on his feet, this guy.
Similar physiques, but he's got way...
All I truly want is for him to come on the podcast and do this. That's all I actually want for the rest of my life, is to feature him on the podcast.
Isn't this what we all want to do with our lives?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
This is great. For you,
so
for you
great.
audio listeners, this is an overweight guy just dancing to Vulfpeck in his living room.
Don't call him overweight. What
do you mean?
He's fluffy. He's fluffy.
I can say that. I'm overweight. That's not overweight to you?
I mean,
He's definitely not on the Whole Foods plant-based. That's for sure. He ain't doing preventative medicine, if you know what I mean.
Hey, he has tennies on. Maybe he's going for a walk and going to Whole Foods after this. You don't know his life.
Look at... Okay. You know, I think I'm right. For you audio listeners, just get on YouTube. Look at this shit. Also, one thing that you did today, or you did a story on, if Dave Cause gives the Cause nod, does Corey give the Wong Dong? And does Joe Dart give the Dart Fart?
That's you.
I love that.
You're the Dart
I'm
Fart.
the Dart Fart.
For sure.
Or I'm gassy. And there's pack member Jin. If Corey Wong gives the Wong Dong, does Joe Dart give the... Okay, so this was the edit. Now we're on to something here. Pack member Adam... Does Woody do the Goss Toss? I love that. No, but I'll take the Wong Dong any day of the week, bud. I love that. Pack member Rick. This just in. Cause does not rhyme with nod. Breaking news. Dart does rhyme with fart. Love that. Also, there's another, I think this is a Mercedes-Benz ad.
Oh, you showed me this already. I love this.
So I think Jack just puts the camera on a chicken and uses it as a gimbal in this video.
Correct. I love it.
I want to keep skipping around just in case we get copywritten, but it's beautiful. Beautiful. It's great.
It's so accurate too, because like literally, they're literally like that. Like they don't move their heads, like no matter where their body is.
Right.
So
it's
crazy.
Crazy. They're little gimbals.
So cute.
We got a drummer who is also a juggler.
Whoa!
This guy's throwing his sticks. He's got 3 sticks and still doing shit.
That's crazy. He's staying on beat too. Well, I guess if they all fall at the same rate.
This guy should be featured.
Of multitasking, this guy.
This guy needs to be featured more than Zaska. This one video means more than the 27 reasons why Zaska should be on it.
I agree.
And he also kind of reminds me of the Worship drummer fail.
A little bit.
With the double bass.
Except more impressive.
Yeah, love that. Tori, I think you'll get a kick out of this. So this was just called Enjoy the Silence on Facebook. It is a man in all leather.
And in like a leotard.
A leotard. I love his little studded dog collar.
Oh my god. This is everything. Oh my god. Who's on background vocals? You?
Me, probably.
Oh my god, this is too much.
Oh my god.
What was that? Love the hand gests. What are the hand gestures?
Do you want to like try to speculate where they're at and what's happening at this place? Like what's going on here?
This is a bunch of really old gay men who are now out of their prime in somebody's basement in Middle America.
You're right. You're probably right.
I mean, there's no other explanation for this.
Oh my god.
The background vocals are horrible.
All right, we're
that to me was illegal.
And then when they finish that show, do they feel like these goats?
Correct.
When they walk out of that, yo, we killed it. We killed it. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
So cute.
I love these goats.
They're adorable.
Headed into the weekend.
Little cuties.
Also, I thought you'd love this story. Look at this chunk.
Look at this chunk. Look at this chunk. Look at this chunk.
I love this.
It's a guy just literally
just grabbing his chubby cat.
Grab his chubby cat and his cat going.
I love this.
Look at this chunk. Look at this chunk.
Yes.
Look at this chunk. Look at this chunk. Look at this chunk.
I love this remix.
Look at this chunk.
This is quality content.
Pretty syncopated too. I like it.
Look at this chunk. Look at this chunk. Look at this chunk.
This is the content I'm here for.
Look at this chunk. Look at this chunk. Look at this chunk.
Chunking up.
I love
Just
him.
Club podcast.
Chunkiest,
great.
monkiest.
So this will this brings us into some memes that came across here. This one is, we know he can swim, but can Richard Funk? I love this.
Canada. That's
it's
funny.
a man named Richard Funk from
The
Canada.
swimmer from Canada.
Yeah. Anyway. This is the highest compliment a musician
So
can give
true.
from another musician.
You always make that face.
I know.
That
The stank face. It's the stank face. And also, the people who originally posted this, scottsbasslessons.com, the caption says, "All jokes aside, always support your fellow musicians." Now, I don't think this guy understands what the hell this means.
Yeah.
Because it's literally, that isn't not supporting
That's
your
a
musicians.
positive.
That is what the
post.
music feels like.
He's just old and doesn't understand what it means.
Like, he's thinking that, oh, you play music, you suck. That's what that means. No, it's literally, we're both playing music together, and our faces have the stank face.
Stank face.
That's a good indication that you're playing good music. Yeah.
100%.
All right, scottsbasslessons.com. You gotta,
Step
up
your
your game.
Meme game.
Also, this guy was kind of lazy in making this meme, but it was funny, and I made the meme for him. But let me cut to it here. I'll take things you never see at a Vulf show outside of 2014 for $500, Alex. And it's Jack holding the mic up to Joe Dart. I love that.
Love that.
And Theo with a scarf on.
That's a look.
That is a look.
That's a Vulf style segment right there.
That is
that
definitely
literally
Vulf
looks
style.
just like Jack's like voice lesson character that he did.
Yes,
With
I
the
remember
scarf.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, looks just like that.
That's great. That's awesome. Also, we have Population 1.
Oh.
So this is Lonely Town.
Oh, I saw this.
You saw this?
Yeah.
For you audio listeners, it's literally a woman
girl
crying
crying and
while she's dancing like a hula girl almost.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that. We got Old Town Soft Parade Road.
Oh, weird. I do like this pic of him.
That's great. If you haven't heard this, this is Old Town Road and Soft Parade mixed. And is this Lil Nas X?
Lil Nas X, yeah.
I love it. And then on the YouTube thing, he goes, "Why did I do this?" And then he says, "Go to 2 minutes 45 seconds or something." And he's like, "This is the reason why I did this." Let's see. I think it's earlier. Sorry. Hold on. It just fits so perfectly.
Yeah, it does. They really work good together, actually.
Isn't it fucking
pretty
dope?
good. I really like them together. Yeah.
I would like bump this in my car.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
real, same. That's crazy.
I love it. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Great.
Doing some good stuff on the Conscious Club podcast. There's this person freaking out some people on the street. If you've heard of the X-Files, but have you heard of the Sax Files? This is a scary person on like an automated scooter in like a full uniform.
I love it.
Playing sax, completely scaring everybody.
I mean, I love it.
It's great.
That
awesome.
Might have been Joey Dosick.
Yeah.
On Halloween. Just fucking. That is so funny.
I love how they're like, oh, shit.
But also kind of scared at the same time.
Yeah. They're like, is this guy going to pull something on us? Also, pack member Rick.
Vulpecula. That's crazy.
Found a cool seasonal drink in Detroit.
That's
called
cool.
Vulpecula. And he, on his phone added in the Vulfpecula.
In the 1612.
In the 1612 as well.
That's funny.
We have one more. It's not necessarily funny of the funny funk, but it's Mr. Buddy Rich, jazz drummer extraordinaire.
I love this already.
With the Muppets and going against Animal.
I've never been more happy in my life.
Say, Kermit, I understand for the show's finale you want me to do some kind of a drum battle.
Oh, yeah, I just love drum battles.
Okay, who do I battle? The other guy, the one that loses.
Animal.
Animal. That's really his name.
I love it. Let's get to it.
I love the Muppet Show.
This guy is so fucking insane. Buddy Rich is the man, dude.
Mm-hmm. Look how tiny his drum set is.
I love how Buddy Rich has the opposite approach to drums that Jack Stratton does.
Yeah.
Just the more is better.
Yeah. This is so cute.
It's great. Incredible.
Love it.
Animal throws the bass drum all onto Buddy Rich's head. I love that.
Love the Muppet Show so much.
It's great.
That makes me so happy.
Guys, well, that's,
we made it.
We made it.
And
the card's full, but that's okay. We're done anyway. I'm not going to enter in the card. Just say goodbye to you guys. I want to thank you guys for listening. If you did come this far, wow.
You are a true fan.
You are a true fan. Please look up Senorita Toria on Instagram for her art. Hit that up. And also, if you haven't already, get to the Conscious Club Podcast on Instagram and subscribe to us on YouTube. And, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Indy here, and thanks for watching the Conscious Club Podcast. Please be advised that this is a fan-made podcast. Even though we would love nothing more, we are not associated with Vulfpeck, Vulf Records LLC, Vulf Productions Inc., or any associated acts tied to the greater Vulf umbrella. We do this show out of love, not for monetary gain. We simply wanted an outlet like this to exist, so we made it happen, and I hope that's okay. Thanks for watching, and always remember, fee, fi, fo, fum.